On this week's Inside Lee Basketball, we'll take a look at how the Lady Flames and Flames home winning streaks came to an end versus the top teams in the Gulf South. We'll also talk to Coach John Maupin about the National Christian College Athletic Association National Championships that Lee's men's and women's golf teams brought back to Cleveland, Tennessee this fall. All that and much more coming right up. Welcome back to Inside Lee University Basketball. I'm your host, Jeff Salyer. The Flames and Lady Flames Gulf South Conference schedule has an interesting twist to it. Every other week, the Flames alternate home and away games. Last week, they traveled to Florence, Alabama and Jackson, Tennessee, and this week, they hosted 2 games. Next week, they'll be back on the road again. Over the past several years, both teams have seen great success inside the friendly confines of Paul Dana Walker Arena here in Cleveland, Tennessee. The Flames entered the week with a 23-game home winning streak, and the Lady Flames held a 43-game winning streak when league-leading Delta State came calling. Delta State Lady Statesmen brought their 8-0 conference record and number 9 national ranking into the game, while the Lady Flames were coming off a win at Union University. Delta took early control of the game, forcing the Lady Flames to rally back in the second half, cutting the lead to 55-51 at one point, but the Lady Statesmen pulled away late to claim a 7-point road win. Delta State hitting well from outside the three-point mark, and the Lady Flames just could not shoot the ball outside the three-point mark, although Holly German had her typical very good game, hitting 1 3 there for the Lady Flames, typically getting inside there with Jenna Adams. The Flames were uncharacteristically cold from the three-point line, only going 4 of 22. The Lady Flames were paced by Holly German with 22 points, 4 shy of her average, and Jenna Adams, who chipped in 17 points. Delta State's a very good team. Coach Rowe, after the game, talked about how strong they were and how strong this conference is from top to bottom. Delta deserving that number 9 ranking in the NCAA Division II USA Today poll. Late in the game, go to Holly German trying to drive deep. She gets in deep and puts a little floater up. But it was just a little too late as Delta hits a long 3 to put the game away. And the Flames just kept battling back with Jenna Adams knocking down the 3. Jenna, again, going from the 14-foot jumper. Early mistakes and lack of shooting really hurt the Flames throughout the game as they kept battling in the second half, but just couldn't quite cut that lead. Once they got it down to 4, Delta extended it and kept the lead. We've seen a lot of Lady Flames highlights here, but Delta had just as many as Holly German spins to the basket. Holly just took over in the second half. Holly and Jenna trying to make things happen for the Lady Flames. The Flames dropped to 7-4 overall and 3-2 in Gulf South play, with Delta State getting the win 71-64. Flames led by Holly German with 28 points and 2 rebounds. Jenna Adams with 17 points and 9 rebounds. And Seneca Walton from Delta State chipped in 22 points and 11 rebounds for the double-double for the winners. Following the game, we talked to Coach Marty Rowe.
In this league, you cannot have against the best team. I mean, that's the best team in the league. You know, they won the league last year, picked to win the league again this year. And it's for a reason. And so, you know, you have to be good the entire game. You have to be good for 40 minutes. And it's a process that we're going through. I mean, you know, you can't, you know, we can't dig holes now like we've been able to do in the past and expect to dig out easy because teams are just better and they're faster and they're better coached. And so it's disappointing that, you know, we didn't play better in the first half. You know, I'm proud of how we battled the second half. We gave ourselves a chance to be in a game. You know, we fought for the entire 40 minutes, but, you know, obviously we just got to do a better job, you know, putting together a 40-minute game plan.
The Flames also face a formidable Delta State team who stood atop of the conference standings at 4-1. And the Flames enjoyed a lead in this game, but had it slip away late in the second half. The Flames did get their best game of the year from junior transfer Tyquan Roberts, who poured in 22 points and 9 rebounds. Corey Billingsley added 16 points, and the Flames only shot 38% from the field and really couldn't get going offensively throughout the night. Tyquan hitting a 3. He was 2 of 3 from three-point land. We see Jamal Worthington, who's getting a lot of playing time here lately in the last couple of weeks for the Flames, coming off the bench and being an impact player. Tyquan going baseline. Really, this was Tyquan's game, especially early on, as he just could shoot from the outside and get to the inside. But Delta State just kept getting to the rim, causing all sorts of problems for the Flames. Coach Brown would lament defensively, just didn't get any stops late in the game to give the Flames a chance to win this one. Delta and lead trading threes there. As Corey Billingsley slashes to the middle, and that little lefty floater that Corey's got. The Flames took a lead into halftime on the Corey Billingsley layup, but just couldn't stop the inside attack of Delta State's Devin Schmidt and Willie Reedus late in the game as they combined for 35 points. Bright spot for the Flames was their ability to out-rebound the Statesmen 34-31 with 15 offensive rebounds leading to 22 second-chance points. But that was one of the few bright spots as the Flames fall in this one. Again, Roberts and Worthington getting to the rack multiple times for the Flames. It just wasn't quite enough as late in the game, the Flames just could not find a way to get defensive stops. Roberts fighting there. You can see some of those second chance points. But Delta State gets to the rack a little too easy, and Chad Lee in the corner for 3. Chad, our player profile this week that we'll talk to here in a little while. And that dunk from Delta State accentuated the end of the game as Delta State wins this one 67-56, snapping the 23-game home winning streak for the Flames. Tyquan Roberts, as I mentioned earlier, poured in 22 points and 9 rebounds, and Corey Billingsley with 16 points and 4 rebounds. But Devin Schmidt from Delta State also gets 19 points and 3 rebounds. After the game, we talked to Coach Tommy Brown about what he thought went wrong.
Well, we just couldn't get a stop there at the end, and missed some shots and missed some free throws, and they're very good. I mean, 25 is he's a beast, and you know, this has been the same thing 3 straight games. We haven't been able to get key stops in the last 5 minutes of games, and so that's why we're at where we are.
Stay with us. When we come back, we'll talk Gulf South standings in the Gulf South Minute.
At Zaxby's, all of our salads are made fresh to satisfy any craving. Like the blue, with a bold taste of real blue cheese and buffaloed or blackened chicken. The House, or the Caesar. With so many flavor-packed choices, you'll be seeing salad in a whole new way. Guess someone forgot to tell us that salads are supposed to be boring. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
Stop hunting. Start finding. Choose the AT&T Real Yellow Pages to find just what you need. No other book has more complete ads and up-to-date listings.
Inside Lead Basketball. I'm Jeff Salyer. Every week we highlight a Flame and Lady Flames athletics team other than basketball in our Flames Focus feature. Typically we wait until late into the show, closer to spring, to start talking about golf. But with the move to the NCAA, the Lee University golf teams participated in the National Christian College Athletic Association and the National Championships, which take place in the fall. Coach John Maupin has a very successful track record since he joined the Lee coaching ranks in 2008. This year, he led both men's and women's teams to national championships. We talked to John about this season and the upcoming Gulf South spring schedule.
Yeah, well, it was a really exciting fall for us. It was a little different this year because the NCCAA championships are in the fall. We're kind of used to our national tournament and stuff being in the spring, but so we kind of put all our focus and energy into that, and it turned out great, for both teams to be at the same location and walk away with wins over some great teams was definitely exciting. I think with this transition that's going on, there's a lot of schools that are in the same boat, and so we were seeing a lot of the teams that we had played against in the NAIA championships and that sort of thing. And for it to be kind of our last tournament of the fall and be able to end it that way was great. But it was exciting because going to that last day, I think the guys were up by 1 and the girls were tied for first, and there were a lot of teams near us on both sides, and so to be able to come out and pull it out that last day, it was just exciting. That's the other thing, is it's really changed our schedule. So I think this year that was kind of one of our motivational things, is playing with a little bit of a chip on our shoulder, because I think in the past, we've had success, but I think there's a lot of teams, across the state and maybe in the region that are kind of like, well, it's, NAIA and this and that, even though we know how strong that competition is. I think that once you get a chance to actually play them heads up, it makes a big difference. And so, we played mostly Division II events this year, and I know our spring schedule will be pretty much all Division II. And then we actually played on the men's side a Division I event, and we actually set the tournament scoring record and won that tournament. It was UT Martin's tournament, and that was a big thrill for our guys, just because a lot of these guys, there's just that kind of ego maybe for Division I, and so for us to be able to go in there and show that we're a good team regardless of division was fun for us. But that is one of the things, getting to see a lot of new teams and meet some new coaches and stuff like that. It's been exciting for us, and it's really changed things up. Right. Well, I think the big thing for us in the spring, something that we're taking with a lot of pride and taking very serious, is the fact that we're one of, I think, only 2 programs that can compete in the conference tournament during this transitional period. So we can't technically take the bid to regionals and stuff like that, but we actually get to be there, play the same course, and obviously we know how we stand. So for us, we'd really like to go in there and win that. I think obviously it'll be in the details, but I think, as far as the school's concerned and stuff like that, I think it's neat that we kind of get to represent in the championship, so to speak, when the others aren't quite eligible to do so. It's just one of the differences with golf, and the way that we compete. But so I think for us, both teams, that's something we're putting a lot of emphasis on, is getting ready for that conference tournament.
And now it's time for the Gulf South Minute. In this segment, we'll take a look at the Gulf South basketball standings for both the men and the women's teams. We'll start with the ladies. First, number 9 in the country, NCAA rated number 9, Delta State, comes in at 6-0, 11-1 overall, followed by Union at 4-2, and West Florida at 4-2, and Lee at 4-2. All they're tied for second place in the women's standings. They're all followed by Huntsville, Valdosta, North Alabama, Christian Brothers, Shorter, West Alabama, and West Georgia. Now let's go to the men's standings. Delta State on top of the men's standings as well, with a 5-1 conference record, 12-2 overall. They're followed by West Alabama at 5-2, Union at 4-2, Valdosta State, North Alabama, and Christian Brothers at 3-3, West Georgia, Alabama, Huntsville, Lee, West Florida, and Shorter round out the standings. Flames forward Chad Lee is the focus of this week's player profile. The 6'6 junior from right down the road in Chattanooga, Tennessee, is one of the leaders of this Flames basketball squad. We talked to him about his views on the change in the conference and the Flames' focus heading through the rugged Gulf South schedule.
Name's Chad Lee. I was born and raised in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Came to Lee in fall 2012. I'm a business finance major. It's been fun. It's been a journey since my freshman year. Each team has been different every year, but it's always just more fun each year as it goes on. Playing for Coach Brown's always exciting. You never know what's going to happen. Well, as we found out the last 2 weeks and so far in these conference games, the competition's a little bit tougher. So we'll have to adjust, maybe practice a little harder, work a little harder, but I think we'll get it. Personally, just get in better shape, be able to not get tired at the end of the games, because we've been struggling at the end of the games lately. Me and hopefully as a team, we just get overall in a little bit better shape, a little better conditioning. I'm actually going to Singapore at the end of the year, so I'm looking forward to that. That's exciting for my major, for business. That'd be fun.
I'm Ken Jones, inviting you to visit the all-new SpeakingDeacon.com, where you'll find everything you're looking for. Browse over 1,000 vehicles, including 12 new car brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. Apply for financing, get a value for your trade-in, schedule a service appointment, download monthly service coupons, and find the Deacon Jones store nearest you. It's all right here at SpeakingDeacon.com.
Speaking Deacon, Speaking Deacon.
Are you Speaking Deacon?
He never did tell me we might be alone.
How did she always make it look so easy?
Sometimes you just need someone to talk to. We offer support groups to help with grieving or just talking and sharing. These support groups are another of our commitments to you.
At Jim Rush Funeral Homes, we believe life is worth remembering with compassion and respect. We will continue this tradition that has set us apart for so many years. Jim Rush Funeral Homes, it's all about life. North Ocoee and Wildwood Chapels.
At Sky Ridge Medical Center, we believe every moment is important. That's why, whatever you encounter on the road of life, Sky Ridge Medical Center will be there for you and your family. You can count on our experienced, dedicated staff to provide quality health care and the advanced medical technology you need, so you don't miss one special moment. Sky Ridge Medical Center, your hospital for a lifetime.
Welcome back to Inside Lee University Basketball. Coming off the first home loss in a couple of years, the Lady Flames hope to bounce back against the visiting Christian Brothers Lady Bucks. The Lady Bucks brought a 3-2 conference record and a 7-4 overall mark to Walker Arena. But when Marty Rose teams come off a loss, they usually play with a vengeance, and that's what they did Saturday afternoon. Coach Rowe would go on to call this game the ladies' most complete of the season. The Lady Flames were led by Jenna Adams, who garnered her 5th double-double of the season with 28 points and 13 rebounds, going 9 of 15 from the field and 3 of 6 from three-point land. Along with Adams, Rachel Lockhart turned out a stellar defensive performance, getting 4 blocks, stifling Brianna Ridgel and holding her to only 2 second-half points. These highlights are going to be a lot of Jenna Adams, inside and outside. Holly German also contributing to the game like she always does, the leading scorer for the Lady Flames, averaging 26 points a game. In this game, she brought down 15 points. One deep three by Holly. It's a trademark spot for her, and then Jenna comes down and knocks down another 3 as well. When these Lady Flames are shooting a 3, they're very difficult to beat, as there a lot of them can shoot, from Jenna Adams to Rachel Lockhart. You see there shooting the 3. To Holly German and Madison Lee. Carly Miller, the post player, can also shoot the 3 as well as she works down low. Rachel Lockhart with another 3 in the second half from the corner. And then the Lady Flames are just making it rain 3s here in this game. Pull out to a pretty big lead on the Lady Bucks. Can't imagine that they were happy about losing at home earlier in the week to Delta State. You know, Delta State's a good team. They came out firing on all cylinders for a pretty decent-sized crowd on a Saturday afternoon for a Lady Flames basketball game. There's one of Jenna Adams' trademark moves as she fakes like she's going to cut inside and steps back and hits the 3. Long inbound pass to Rachel Lockhart. The Flames dominated every stat in the game, forcing 17 turnovers to their 11 and out-rebounded the Bucks by 7. Lady Flames win the game over Christian Brothers 66-40. led by Jenna Adams with 28 points and 13 big rebounds, and Holly German with 15 points and 2 rebounds. Brianna Ridgell, the leading scorer for the Lady Bucks, poured in 14 points on 7 of 13 shooting and had 5 rebounds. After the game, we talked to Coach Rowe about this complete win for the Lady Flames.
I think one thing that we're trying to adjust to with this team is everybody's prepared to play us, and so it's going to be harder and harder to get off to great starts, and we can't put teams away, as early as we used to could in the NAIA. So we're getting used to playing really good teams and having to grind it out for 40 minutes. We talked about it today that it's a long game, and the entire 40 minutes is very important. And so I thought we took their best punch early and then really played good down the stretch. Played good the end of the first half and then got off a great start in the second half.
I don't know if I can remember the last time the Flames dropped 2 straight at home or 4 games in a row, but that's what Tommy Brown's Flames were trying to avoid when they faced Christian Brothers out of Memphis, Tennessee this past week. The Flames played a fairly solid game throughout the contest, in which the Bucks led most of the way. However, performances by Corey Billingsley and freshman Stedman Ford, Chad Lee, and Jamal Worthington kept the Flames within reach for most of the game. The Bucks put on impressive outside shooting. As you see, Worthington again getting more minutes for the Flames. He's a very athletic young man. Stedman Ford, the freshman, getting back in his scoring ways after being stifled quite a bit the last couple of weeks. Ford pouring in 13 points in the game. Nice acrobatic shot there from Valentino Thomas. But the Bucks just kept shooting the threes from deep. The Flames couldn't get a hand in the face, and even when they did get a hand in the face, the shots just seemed to fall. Corey Billingsley with a nice move. The ball hangs on the rim. And that's Jamal Worthington's game right there. Get to the middle and spin around and put up some nice little floaters. Bryce Sharp getting into the action on the putback, and Chad Lee deep for 3. The Flames stayed with it throughout this whole game, but near the end of the game, they just couldn't get stops. Again, it's what's hampering the Flames, is the inability for them to get stops deep and late in the game. The Bucks just shooting threes from wherever they wanted to. When you get a team that's shooting that hot, it's difficult to stop them. Stedman Ford going, taking on the defender one-on-one, laying it off the glass. Tyquan Roberts with a lot of spin coming off his big game earlier in the week. Valentino Thomas getting fouled and making the basket, and Stedman Ford getting inside deep. Seeing a lot of highlights from the Flames here, as the Flames tried to keep it close here at the end of the game. Like I mentioned before, there's a big crowd at Walker Arena here in Cleveland on Saturday. But the Flames just can't hold off the Bucks. They dropped their 4th straight, losing 74-67. Corey Billingsley with 14 points and 5 rebounds, and Stedman Ford with 13 points, going to 6 and 11 from the field and 2 rebounds for him. Trey Casey, the double-double, leads Christian Brothers with 26 points and 10 rebounds. After the game, we caught up with Coach Tommy Brown.
Yeah, give them credit. They packed it in, and we were 2 of 16 from the three-point line, and they were 10 of 20. I mean, I think you look at the game, and that's what it came down to. Give them credit. They do a great job of executing their offense, and it's frustrating. I thought we competed though to the end. I was proud of our effort, and this league's a grind. This is a different feeling for all of us, and I guess we just got to hang in there. That's all you can do. Keep competing.
The loss by the Flames drops them to 6-6 overall and 2-4 in the conference, and they'll try to bounce back this week as they travel to West Alabama and Alabama Huntsville. Well, that's it for this week's show. Make sure you tune in next week for highlights from those road games at West Alabama and Huntsville. We'll also talk to Coach Matt Yelton about the Lady Flames soccer team's first venture in the Gulf South. Larry Carpenter will also give us a State of Lee athletics report. All that and much more. Make sure you tweet us at Inside Lee B-Ball for updates throughout the week. For Coach Marty Rowe and Tommy Brown, I'm Jeff Salyer. We'll see you next week.
I'm Ken Jones, inviting you to visit the all-new SpeakingDeacon.com, where you'll find everything you're looking for. Browse over 1,000 vehicles, including 12 new car brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. Apply for financing, get a value for your trade-in, schedule a service appointment, download monthly service coupons, and find the Deacon Jones store nearest you. It's all right here at SpeakingDeacon.com.
Speaking Deacon, Speaking Deacon.
Are you Speaking Deacon?
At Zaxby's, all of our salads are made fresh to satisfy any craving. Like the Blue, with a bold taste of real blue cheese and buffaloed or blackened chicken. The House, or the Caesar. With so many flavor-packed choices, you'll be seeing salad in a whole new way. Guess someone forgot to tell us that salads are supposed to be boring. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
Stop hunting. Start finding. Choose the AT&T Real Yellow Pages to find just what you need. No other book has more complete ads and up-to-date listings.